Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Beaky from the Untitled Game Show and the Elder Scrolls Legends Central. I'm back with another deck build for you guys today. And if you're coming from legends-decks.com and want to see ranked gameplay to showcase how this deck actually works, please skip ahead about 3 minutes into the video. If you're here on my channel as a normal subscriber, well, stick with me and we're going to be going over this brand new deck I put together for you guys to play in rank and casual. You guys really seem to like my last deck, the Dwarven Close Call deck. People are telling me they're going win streaks in casuals, and even some of you guys are playing this in ranking, so I'm really surprised that this deck is working out well for you guys. So check out that video if some of you guys are new to my channel, haven't seen this one yet. But today we're looking at a mid-range Imperial Might deck. That's just what I'm really calling it here. And as you guys know, I love mid-range decks. They are able to adapt to many situations. There's no one way you're always going to win a match or one thing that's going to make you lose a match. But let's get into what this deck is good at and what's its disadvantages. Off the bat, it's a 50 card deck, and you're going to see a lot of legendary cards in this deck, so you're going to need to have a whole lot of souls gems to actually get all these cards. We're going to be rocking 3 Descendants of Alkosh. This is a pillar for creature. The reason I have this in there is an easy creature to get powered up really quickly if your opponent does not take care of it very early on, and most of the time your opponent will try to destroy this creature early on and get rid of the field, so that'll wipe out some stuff like executes, curses. This will make your opponent waste a lot of those type of items on this creature early on in the game and make you be able to keep some of your stronger creatures later on, because I have a lot of cards that's okay if they get destroyed, because there's no one strategy to win. We have our own executes. 3 of these are there just to wipe out creatures on the field. We have scouting patrol, prowling patrol. We have 3 of these because we're going to be powering them up with stuff like 5th leading trainer. We have 2 divine favors in here, guys, and obviously we do have Imperial Might. Imperial Might, once you get this out in the field and you have something like divine favor on the field, you're going to be in a good situation, because every single turn you get a free Imperial Might card. You'll always have a monster on the field, and they'll be getting powered up by divine favor. And if you combo that as well with 5th Legion trainer, you're gonna be perfectly set, which is why I have 3 5th Legion trainer. Then we have the Listener. The Listener puts 3 Brotherhood Assassins into your deck. Great card. You guys are going to see in the video. This works out really well for me, and it's going to allow you to draw cards as well. And it's a 1-cost card. This card's almost in everybody who plays an agility deck, because it's just a really good card. These Guild Recruit wise here is a way you can actually draw cards in this deck outside of using the Crusader right here, because I only run 2 Crusaders in this deck, because this is not just to a face deck. Like I said, it's a very situational deck. So 3 Guilds Recruits, and the reason for that is I'm hoping to get any one of these cards over here that cost 7 or more. As you guys see, I don't have many duplicates of the high level cards, and I could even tell you could take out O'Haven if you have another one of these to replace it with. I would actually rock 2 of these versus 1 O'Haven. It's just that I don't have enough soul gems yet to add another one of these to the deck, but O'Haven has worked out fine in this deck for me. Mirac, I always like having him in my deck. Being able to steal opponent's creatures is perfectly great, and Dawn's Wrath is almost essential to me in this deck, because when you need to wipe a side of the field out, it's great. Same thing with Blast. Blast could just make the playing field completely clean, except for 1 monsters in each lane. And the great thing about that, if you have something like Imperial Might and you wipe everything clean, you'll still get a free monster on the end of your turn, so you basically keep milling out, and if you have divine favor, that creature is going to be powered up at the same exact time. Crusader, we already talked about. Easy way to get a free card once you break a rune. Next up, we got Escort. Escort's a great card, just a great guard in general. Hive Defender. If you want, you could put in 3 Hive Defender and take out Escort. The reason I have Escort here is because I do have Master of Thieves. I have 3 copies of this card, which you guys will see really quickly why, because I do have a Thieves Den in this deck, and I do have 3 copies of the Burglar in this deck, because if you get the situation where you could get Master of Thieves and Burglar out on the same exact time, well, you know, there's a lot of easy ways to get health, and health is a key part of this deck because it's a mid-range deck. You're able to adapt to different situations. I'm not going to build the whole entire deck around Master of Thieves and Pillifer. That's just not what I want to do here. If I get the situation where I can put Master of Thieves out and put Thieves Dens out and put him out and all these other creatures, yes, it'll be great. But it's just, if I can, I'll have Master of Thieves. It's a great card in general. At 3/5, it's a pretty decent card for 4 costs. It has a good amount of defense, a lot of cards that can destroy it really easily. And if your opponent sees this card, he might waste something like a Piercing Javelin or a Silence on this card, but you might be able to power him up anyways with a Divine Favor. There's so many different options in this deck, so that's the reason why I have 3 of him in there, because I think overall he's a decent card even without his effect. He could do damage, and he could work with other cards in here like Divine Favor. Being a mid-range deck, he could combo in with other stuff as well. Cliff Racer is basically what I would consider a win card here. This is one of those cards you might want to save to the end of the game if you can, or if you need it early on. I need 3 copies of these because when you need a charge and do some damage and get through some enemies, this is going to be what this is about. And obviously Piercing Javelin is there just to wipe things off the field. I'm not playing a Prophecy type deck, so don't expect to be getting a lot of Piercing Javelins out of Prophecy. That's not what's going to be happening in this deck at all. You're supposed to just stay on the field, survive as long as you possibly can, and when you need to regenerate health, you got the Khajiit in here real quick, and you also have my Pillaging Tribune, which is a card I love. This card is great because he combos really well with stuff like, if you have the Master of Thieves, even if he gets silenced, if you had the Hive Defender and you put this card out, that's still 6 health you could get back from these 2 cards, because even though they're not the highest attacking cards, they have good amount of defense, so they'll usually be on the field by the time you could probably summon him on the field to get 6 health back right there. That might really save your butt, and that's what's going to happen a lot when you see the video. Like, this card will make you come back and have enough health to survive the long run, and by the time you can put this out there, that might be some extra health. Don't expect to be winning with the Khajiit. I just really want to let you guys know that's not the point of this being in there. This is just another way to get health back, and if you can run into the situation where you could combo with Master of Thieves, then you will be set to go. And here we go for the actual card, again, that is more like a win card. I use 3 of these. This is my favorite card in the game. Great, every single time you break a rune, a creature gets a free item. That's why I don't have any items in this deck, as you guys will see, because with his ability, all I need to do is set up the possibility of having these guys out, having him out, having her out. And I've done this in many matches already. Have these cards all on the field, leave my opponent at 26 health, and by my 5th turn, summon him, hit with one of these guys, patrol or him, and then that creature gets powered up, and that's an easy way for me to just go start ramping up to an easy victory. Like, in casual matches, you're probably going to win a lot with this deck. In ranking, it's a pretty, it's a mid-range deck, so you're just gonna have to adapt to the situation. I'm not gonna sit here and say like it was an 80% win range. It's gotten me this far to rank 1, which you guys will see from the video. So that's basically the concept of this deck. It's to adapt to any situation available. That's why Nancy's in here. Nancy steals guard, lethal, charge, and everything else from your opponent's creature, so Nancy could help turn the tide of the battle. It's just to keep your opponent from expecting everything you're gonna do, because most people who see what, things like Thieves Den, Master of Thieves, all expect the same exact things. This is not a one strategy deck. You could adapt to a lot of different situations, which is why I like stuff like Nest of Vipers in here as well. With Nest of Vipers, if you get it comboed in with stuff like Thieves Guild Recruit, you could be really easily summon 4 creatures in a lane, do quick charge with these creatures, lethal them up. If you got stuff like Thieves Den on the field already, then Thieves Den or Divine Favor on the field already, then they're going to be getting powered up from that. And this deck is not meant to be all played because of the support. I love support cards. I personally love support cards, but as you guys will see from the ranked gameplay, I didn't even use any support card in the match to beat that ranked matches. That's what I'm trying to say here, guys. You're gonna have to adapt to the situation, what your opponent does, wipe the creatures out, summon the creatures, depending on what's actually happening in the game. And that's how I like to play more situational than having to play where like, oh yeah, I gotta play these cards in this specific order and very aggro or very control. I want to adapt to everything as it happens and then win from there. So have some fun watching the gameplay. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this deck in the comment section below. I definitely do think it's a great deck for casuals, and it's an okay deck for ranking. Till next time, peace out, guys.
They make it too easy.
Soldiers report.
Your orders. I hear and obey. What have we here? The Night Mother will guide us.
Khajiit needs coin, and he will have it.
Into the breach! I hear and obey for the Black Hand. My scales move in shadow.
Anasi finds it useful to use her enemy's strength against them.
Done. You will not defeat this one. We fight for all Skyrim.
My scales move in shadow. Acknowledged. I hear and obey. For the Black Hand.
You will not defeat this one.
Into the breach!
We fight
For
for
the Black
all
Hand.
Skyrim. You will not defeat this one. You will not defeat this one.
I lurk in the shadows.
I hear and obey.
Waiting.
1,000 pardons. For Skyrim! We'll hold, no matter what. Your coin or your life. Burn it all to the ground.
We know.
Into the breach!
For Skyrim! Who is the client today? Clear out! Nicely done. We'll hold, no matter what. We'll hold, no matter what.
I hear and obey.
Training is over. It's time to act. The moons give this one strength.
May the forebears guide me.
Khajiit will find a way in.
Your coin or your life. Don't make me laugh.
You have been warned.
Don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh.
You can't defeat me.